I'm so excited for this one. Any coin borrowed from your spectators, signed on both sides. Here we have a little cat and it says Chuchi. That's one of my cats. My other cat is Nando, and that's what it says on the other side. So you can take any coin, then all you do is just squeeze here like this. And you see that that coin turns into a fresh little mint that you can have. But you're probably gonna want one. So I'm gonna give you one. I keep them pretty safe. I keep them right here, technically inside of my card case. Now I keep it wrapped with those rubber bands so it's all around and it's super extra safe. And then here you can see the little mint box wrapped all around. I'm going to remove this rubber band, remove that rubber band. Now we'll open it up and you'll see that we have some mints and we have yet another little box that it's completely wrapped in rubber bands, 100%, 360 degrees. We're gonna open that up and then inside you'll see that we have a little tiny pouch, and this pouch you can hear contains something very special. Is the little tiny fresh mints that you see, plus one coin that is technically trapped in there and cannot come out. The only way you can take that coin out is by actually opening up the little fresh mint, and you'll see that it has Chuchi right there on one side and Nando on the other. So it's almost like a nest of wallets tricks that you can do with just regular objects. Hello everyone, thank you so much for being here. As you can see, you're gonna be able to make a small object appear inside of a Listerine pack, that's inside of a pouch, that's inside of a little Altoids pack, that's inside of another Altoids bigger pack, that's inside of a card case, all wrapped tightly in rubber bands in each little step of the way. So if you want a chance to win all of this set that is already made, ready to go to perform this effect, leave a comment below letting me know what you like to see in this channel, and I will start creating content according to your comments. First thing you're gonna need is to grab two card cases that both are the same. If you see, this is my first prototype. I'm actually using my first prototype of the Sharpie through card case. I just repurposed it for this trick, and what we'll be making is this little hinge of a box. Okay, so this is so that the actual bigger pack can fit inside because it's a little wider and bigger than the deck of playing cards. So just take two card cases that are the same. I actually use two different ones here. And you're going to remove the back of one and then the front of the other. You also want to take the one that has the flap, and as you can see here, I made it a little wider, so it should be all the way there. I've already prepared this one, making it a little bit wider so that it can fit something that's bigger. So we're just gonna put a little bit of tape, and we're gonna take the little tape, and remember, it's just gonna be a little bit wider than normal so that we can have bigger things inside of the card case. So now that's gonna be opened there. Then you're gonna take your back side and you want this to also open. So I've cut these two sides, take a little bit of double-sided stick tape, and you're gonna place that right on the bottom portion. Okay, it's okay if it protrudes, it doesn't matter. And then you're then going to take regular tape and put the regular tape on the white portion. So double-sided tape on the print, regular tape on not the print. And you want to put it so that it sticks out. This is so that when we put it here against the face on this side, it's just going to be attached. And now we push down, and this is now our little hinge box. So now it's going to be able to open and close just like this one. Take a rubber band and wrap it around the side here like this. This is so that now when we put the box inside, it can actually open further than the box itself. So that would go in here. Now we're gonna work our way backwards. So because the coin is going to appear in here, this is the first thing that we're going to be handling with. I will also mention that every single item that I'm using here, I'm gonna leave it in the description below so that you can have access to every single thing that I'm using. Now, these are the Listerine fresh packs. You're going to open it up, and then all I did was, usually the pack comes with 3 here. So all I did is I took all of the little pieces and I put them in another one so that I wouldn't waste them. And then you want to, if you open up this and you just put pressure here and you lift up on the side, you'll see that you can actually take this apart. You will then close that up. And now we're going to, from the top of this section and the bottom of that one, you're just going to slide it in, and you'll see that you're going to be able to leave it open. Okay, and this is our slider. So we're going to be able to place the coin there and then push down, and now it's going to lock. And that coin is not going to be able to come out unless we open it up like I showed you. So we close here, we almost slide it this way, and you'll see that it kind of wants to stop there. And then we have this ready. Now you'll also need a little tiny pouch or a bag. This one, I got a coin gimmick that actually came in here, so I'm just repurposing it. But any jewelry store is usually going to have these. You can go in and ask for them. I'm sure they'll give them to you for free. But you want to close it up right where both of these sections meet. That's where you want to put pressure on the Listerine pack. And then you're just going to do a simple knot on the back, like that. This is then going to be introduced or put inside of the pack. But before we do, we have to actually do a little something to this to make it work. And all that is we have to make the lid able to come off. This is going to allow us to do the trick, because it would normally open only this way, and I needed it to open like this so that everything could work in there. So the way I did that, because they usually come pushed in and they can't come out, is you can either use a little razor blade or you can use any little thin object. I'm going to use the razor blade, and I'm just going to slide it there and then apply a little pressure, and then you'll see that the little prong will open up, and then you do the same thing on this side, and now it'll open up. This is going to allow you to have this open from the top, but then when it closes, you will still be able to open it and have it hinge on it. So this is part of the methodology to make this work. So we're gonna remove that. Now we're gonna take this little pack, place it inside, make sure that all of the bag is inside of your mint container. And then we're going to place this on top. Now you want to use the edge of the lid and the bottom edge of the container to clip this Listerine pack. As you can see, if I have it there, it won't move anywhere. Now, in order to keep that there, I'm going to use some rubber bands, and I'm going to start off with the short side like this, and this is just kind of holding it in place. And then, because I'm going to be having the coin palmed in this hand and dropping it in like this in my back pocket, I want to angle this slightly to the side in which I'm going to be loading this. Everything's going to make sense to you when you see it all put together. But for now, we're going to, because it's angled that way, we're going to be able to take another rubber band and wrap it all around. So we have almost like an X, and this is the beginning of the setup. You're then going to do the same thing we did with this box, with the bigger box here. As you can see, it comes apart if I lift it that way, but I can also just open it normal like a book, and it's going to hinge on those places. So once you've done that to those, I like to take the mints leave them out. You're also gonna probably have some extras. You're gonna know how many mints you need, because when you place this inside, again, if you're loading from this hand, you put it on this side. If not, you'll put it on that side with your chute on this side. But I like to have it here. Once you have it clipped, or I guess positioned to that corner, you'll take all of the mints, and we're gonna use those to keep that mint box from going down and accidentally sliding into the bigger Altoids box before we actually want it. So all I'm doing is using these mints as a little stopper for that mint box to slide down before I want it. So now, as you can see, if I apply pressure on this here, it doesn't go down. It's going to stay there, and that's what we want. You're then going to line up the little openings of the hinge to the hinges there on that side. Close it up again like this, and now we repeat the process. So I'm going to put the rubber band around the mint box lengthways and also sideways. What we want to do is have this long side go also on the side of the flap, and you'll see why in a second. So this is why we actually made this, because when we set it up, it actually opens it up. So we need it to be wider, and then that rubber band is actually working so that it closes it automatically for us. The next rubber band, and that's the reason we use this side, because it's longer for the flap, is going to go on the top side, just so everything seems the same. Now, this is technically all you need, and as you can see, if I were to place this now into my back pocket, with this coin palmed in my hand, when I go retrieve this, I can just very easily slide that coin in. I'm not going to do it yet. You can slide that coin in, push with the thumb inside. As you take everything out, everything is going to load. So I'm going to show you that right now, and then we'll show you different ways in which you can vanish the coin. But once you've vanished the coin, in my version, I did it through the sleeve here, and then this is going to go inside. Okay, I'm just gonna push in, and you'll see that everything is going to close. So now when I remove this out of my pocket, I'm just going to squeeze. When I pull that out, I'm shaking it to cover that sound, and I'm showing it on this side. So I'm not really showing the back side, I'm just showing it on this side. And then you remove, I like to remove only this one, that way this holds the case together, this other rubber band. But you can make note that it's surrounded completely by rubber bands. Open it up, and now you can show that the Altoids box is inside. You'll want to, you can either put this away in your pocket, leave it on the table, but as you can see, the rubber band is going to keep that case closed, and it should look normal. Besides, all the attention is here. So we're going to remove the rubber band, show it on both sides. There's no openings. There's no way, of course, don't say this, you're just showing it. Now, when you open it, it's important you open it in the way it was meant to open. And if you touch here with your middle finger in the back, that's going to ensure that it doesn't accidentally pop off, because you can drag it down. So I'm going to open it, and then it's just going to hook on there. That's really nice. And then we're going to show that inside is the Altoids box. Now, I like to use the rubber band to pull it up, and then I'm going to pick it up and squeeze just in case it's not fully closed. In this case, it's perfectly fully closed. Remove the rubber band, remove the rubber band. Now here, I don't like to open it towards the spectators. I rather open it towards myself. I'm going to open it towards you so you see, but once again, we can use that middle finger in the back to make sure that it swings open and it's in the little hinges. But here is not so bad. As you can see, it's just slightly open there. But if you open it towards yourself, you'll be able to, as you pick it up, you'll be able to just drag it and close it. And as you pull up, you're just showing here, and you can shake it. Now, if it didn't fully lock, At this point, as you shake it, you can actually push it. Well, you see it just locked. But as you shake it so they can hear that something's inside, you then open it up. And you can actually give this to your spectators. If you don't tell them how to open it, they can keep this with their signed coin inside, as you can see. If you do want them to have it and just keep the coin, then you can open it up yourself. You can actually make it seem like it's harder for you to open so that it seems like it was even more difficult to get in there. Pull it out, ask them to put their hand out, oh, and then they'll see that that coin is there. So there's millions of different ways in which you can make that coin vanish. I'm just gonna show you very quickly the way in which I did it. And I wanna give a huge thank you to Lloyd for a bunch of ideas that he gave me for this. So stick around, I'm gonna give you a few of the ones he gave me for this trick. But the first one was to, instead of just making it vanish, which is how I was doing it first, he suggested that I change it into a mint or the breath mint to kind of foreshadow what is going to happen. So I'm going to take another little breath mint, and then all I did in the video is I had my sleeve slightly rolled, and I actually forgot to roll it back as I did it, but I will tell you what I was planning on doing. And we're going to clip this lengthwise like this as we hold the coin. So you can borrow a coin, have the coin signed from your spectators, and then once you retrieve that coin, and it can be signed on both sides, of course, what I like to do, because I have this hand dirty, is to just flick the coin, and then it's going to land in the hand. Because it landed in the hand, I now need to grab it with the other hand. What I forgot to do in the video is to move my hand, the sleeve down, so that it would seem like this hand is empty, and also like the coin couldn't go into the sleeve. But in reality, what's really going to happen is, as I'm going to go grab that coin, I'm just going to slide it, it's hard to do it slow, going to slide it into the sleeve as I pick up here, and then I'm going to, when I turn my hand, it'll just drop into the sleeve. So this is what you see now, and then you just pretend like it changes into it, and I like to just show that the coin is gone like this. I put it in my mouth with the same sleeve that I have that with. Once you have the coin sleeved, I'm gonna stand up so you can see here, and all that's going to happen is as you lower your hand, that coin is actually going to drop into the hand, and that's when you do the load as you take everything out. But if you don't want to sleeve, or if you don't have sleeves and you can't do it, a simple false take is going to work. So you just pretend to grab the coin. And also Lloyd suggested, if you go grab something, so for instance, let's say, let me get a lighter. So in that action, you actually take the coin away, they think you're getting a lighter, you load it inside. As you get the lighter, you make that coin vanish completely, boom, or you can make it change into the breath mint if you have it, if you have another one here. And then now you can show your hands clean again as you go get the gimmick because it's already loaded, and then you pull it out and you do the reveal. Another way is just to do a simple false transfer, but really any way in which you can vanish a coin, you're gonna be able to do this trick. The other idea that Lloyd gave me is absolutely brilliant. I just didn't get a chance to try it out because I needed to get this video out to you guys, is to cut out a black little piece that is the same exact size of this breath mint. And then what that's gonna let you do is, if you wear a black hoodie or a shirt like I'm wearing here, you're gonna be able to use that as black art. So if you have this hidden and you have the coin, let's say like this, when you bring it forward, you're going to be able to change the coin into the breath mint, and because it has black art, so it would be blacked out, it would just appear as if you can see through it just like this. And then that coin would be hidden from view. So it's a really nice visual vanish. Then you can steal that coin as you put the breath mint here, and then you continue with the trick as usual. You do the load and then you reveal. So there you go. I'm incredibly happy and excited with this trick. This is one of those that I would use for those special people, for that special group at the end, because it is this Russian, almost like this Russian doll type of thing where their signed coin appears inside. If you like performing live, you probably have the Nest of Wallets and you know the power that it has. If you don't know the Nest of Wallets, I'm gonna link it down below so you guys can check it out. I highly, highly recommend it. But the reactions you receive from that trick are absolutely priceless. And because I just came up with this, unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to try it out. I have tested it out a million times here just to make sure that it works, and it works fantastically well. I'm incredibly happy with it. I hope you guys like it. Once again, if you want a chance to win the very gimmicks that I used here, that way you don't have to source them and put them together, leave a comment below, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and by this time next week, I will be sending these very gimmicks to one of you. Once again, thank you so much for being here. I'm Javier Fuenmayer, and I will see you next week on Monday.